Chapter number 1. Chemical reactions and equations. Consider the following situations of daily life and think what occurs when. In summers, milk is left at room temperature and iron when tawa nail is left in humid atmosphere. Grapes get fermented, food gets cooked, food gets digested in our body. We respire. In all the above, in all the above situations, the identify and the nature of the essential substance has changed in your previous classes. We have already learned about physical and chemical changes. So when a chemical change occurs, then we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. It is actually like a wonder to know what is actually meant by chemical reactions. How can we know that a chemical reaction has occurred? Let us do some activities to find out the answers of these questions. Activity 1 question. This activity needs the assistance of a teacher. Burn the ribbon of magnesium by keeping it away as far as possible from your eyes. It would be better to wear suitable eyeglass for students. Clear about a 3-4 centimeter long magnesium ribbon by rubbing it with the sandpaper. Hold it with the help of a pair of tongs. Burn it by using a burner or a spirit lamp and collect the ash so formed in a watch glass as shown in figure. What do you observe? You must have observed that magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white flame and gets converted into a white powder like a ash. This powder is of magnesium oxide. It is formed by the reaction taken place between oxygen and magnesium present in the air. Activity 2. Take a solution of lead nitrate in a test tube. Add the solution of potassium iodide to each. What do you observe? Activity 3. Take some zinc granules in a test tube or a conical flask. Add dilute sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid to each figure. Question. Handle the acid solution carefully. Do you see anything happening around the zinc granules? Touch the test tube or conical flask. Is there any change? Is there any change in the temperature of a test tube or conical flask? Formation of hydrogen gas by the reaction of dilute sulfuric acid or zinc on zinc. From the above three activities, we can say that any of the following observations helps us to tell whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. Change in state, change in color, change in temperature, evolution of a gas. As we observe the change occurring around us, we can see that there are a number of chemical reactions occurring in our surroundings. In this chapter we will study about the different types of chemical reactions and their representation. Chemical equations activity 1 can be represented as when we burn the magnesium ribbon in oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. This representation of a chemical reaction in a sentence form is quite long. It can be written in a shorter way also. The simplest way to write it in a shorter form is to write the reaction in the form of a word equation. The word equation for the above reaction would be as follows. The substances that undergo chemical change in the reaction oxygen and magnesium are the reactants. The new substance is magnesium oxide produced during the reaction as a product. A word equation shows a change of reactants to products by an arrow placed between them. The reactants are written with a plus sign between them on the left hand side, LHS. Similarly, products are also written with a plus sign plus between them on the right hand side, RHS. The arrowhead points towards the products and shows the direction in which a reaction takes place. Writing a chemical equation. Is there some other quick and shorter way for determining chemical equations? Chemical equations can be made more useful and concise if we use chemical formula rather than words. A chemical equation represents a chemical reaction. If you take a formula of magnesium oxygen and magnesium oxide, the above word equation can be represented as: count and compare the number of atoms of each element on the RHS and LHS of the arrow. Is the number of atoms of each element on both sides the same? If yes, then the equation is balanced. If not, then the equation is not balanced, because the mass of the atoms is not the same on both sides of the equation. This type of a chemical equation is a skeletal chemical equation for a chemical reaction. Equation 2 for the burning of magnesium in air is a skeletal chemical equation for it. Balanced chemical reaction, balanced chemical equations. Balanced chemical equations recall the law of conservation of mass that you studied in your previous class. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed during a chemical reaction. That is, the total mass of the elements present in the reactants of a chemical reaction has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the products. In other words, the number of mass of each element remains the same before and after a chemical reaction, or in reactants as well as in products. Hence we have to balance a skeleton chemical equation. Is the chemical equation to balanced? Let us learn step by step about balancing of a chemical equation. The word equation for activity 3 can be represented as these word evaporations can be represented by the chemical equation given below. Let us check the number of atoms of different elements on both sides of the arrow. So equation is a balanced chemical equation because the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides of the arrow. Let us try to balance the chemical equations given below. If you want to balance a chemical equation, first of all, draw boxes around each formula while balancing the equation. Do not change anything inside the boxes. List the total number of atoms of different elements of the unbalanced equation. Step 3. It is often convenient to start balancing with the compounds that have the maximum number of atoms. It may be a product or a reactant. In that compound, select the element having the highest number of atoms. Using this criteria, we choose Fe3 or 4 and the element oxygen present in it. There is only one oxygen atom on the LHS and 4 on the RHS. If we want to equalize the number of atoms, it must be remembered that we cannot alter the formula of the elements involved in the reactions or the compounds. So, for example, to balance oxygen atoms, we can take a coefficient. Now the balanced equation becomes Fe and step number 4. Fe and H atoms are not balanced till now. Take any of these elements for further proceeding. Let us balance hydrogen atoms in the balanced equation. To equalize the number of H atoms in both sides, make the number of molecules of hydrogen as 4 on the RHS. Step number 5, study the above equation and take the third unbalanced element. You find that only one element, that is iron, is left to be balanced. To equalize Fe, we take 3 atoms of Fe on the LHS. Step number 6, finally we count atoms of each element on both sides of the equation to check the correctness of the balanced equation. The numbers of atoms of elements on both sides, LHS and RHS of equation 9, are equal. This equation is balanced. Now this method of balancing chemical equations is known as heat and trial method, because we make trials to balance the equation by using the smallest whole number coefficient in this method. Step number 7, writing state symbols. Study the above balanced equation carefully. 9. Does this equation give us any information about the physical state of each product and reactant? No information has been given in this equation about their physical states. If we want to make a chemical equation more informative, then the physical states of the reactants and products are also mentioned along with their chemical formula. The gases, aqueous, liquid and solid state of products and reactants are represented by the notations respectively. The word aqueous is written if the product or reactant is present as a solution in water. The balanced equation 9 becomes, the symbol G is used with H2O to indicate that what is used in the form of steam in this reaction. Usually physical states are not mentioned in a chemical equation unless it is essential to specify them. Sometimes the reaction conditions such as pressure, temperature, catalyst, etc. for the equation are so above and or below the arrow in the equation. For instance, by using the steps can be balanced the equation 2 given in the text given in the text types of chemical reactions. We have studied in our previous class that in a chemical reaction atoms of one element do not change into those of another element, nor do atoms appear from elsewhere or disappear from the mixture. Actually, chemical reactions involve the making and breaking of bonds between atoms to produce new substances. You will learn about the various types of bonds formed between atoms in chapters 3 and 4. Combination reaction. Activity 4, take a small amount of quick lime and or calcium oxide in a beaker. Slowly add some water to it. Touch the beaker as shown in figure. Do you observe any change in its temperature? Calcium oxide reacts with water vigorously to form slaked lime calcium hydroxide, releasing a large amount of heat. In this reaction, calcium oxide and water combine to produce a single product, calcium hydroxide. So, the reaction in which a single product is formed by the combination of two or more reactants is called as a combination reaction. Do you know a slaked lime solution produced by the above reaction is used for whitewashing the walls? Calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with carbon dioxide present in the air to produce a thin layer of calcium carbonate, CaCO3 on the walls. The calcium carbonate is produced after 2 or 3 days of whitewashing and gives a shiny finish to the walls. It is very interesting to know that the chemical formula for marble is also CaCO3. Let us talk about some more examples of combination reactions. Reaction burning of a coil. Formation of water by the combination of H2 and O2. In simple manner, we can say that when two or more substances, elements or compounds combine and produce a single product, then the reactions are taking a place are called combination reactions. In activity 4, we also observed that a large amount of heat gets released. This forms the reaction in which heat is evolved along with the formation of products are known as exothermic chemical reactions. Some other examples of exothermic reactions are burning of natural gas. Do you know that respiration is also an exothermic process? As we all know that we need energy to live. We get all this energy from the food that we eat during digestion. During digestion, food is broken down into simpler and smaller substances. So, for example, potatoes, rice, and bread contain carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are broken down to glucose during digestion. This glucose reacts with oxygen in the cells of our body and gives us energy. The reaction is respiration. The decomposition of a vegetable matter into compost is also an exothermic reaction. Try to find out the type of the reaction taking place in activity 1, where heat is evolved along with the formation of a single product. Decomposition reaction. Activity 5, take about 2G crystals of ferrous sulfate in a dairy in a dry boiling tube. Note the color of the crystals of ferrous sulfate. Heat the boiling tube over a flame of a spirit lamp or burner as shown in figure. Note the color of the crystals after heating. Have you observed that the green color of the various sulfate crystals get changed? You can also smell burning sulfate. In this reaction, you can see that only a single reactant breaks down to produce simpler products. This reaction is a decomposition reaction. Ferrous sulfate crystals FeSO4 7H2O lose water when heated up, and the color of crystals also changes. Then it is decomposed to ferric oxide Fe2O3, sulfur trioxide SO3, and sulfur dioxide SO2. SO2 and SO3 are gases, while ferric oxide is a solid. On heating, the decomposition of a calcium carbonate into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is an important decomposition reaction which is used in various industries. Calcium oxide is called quick lime or lime. It has many uses. One is in the production of cement. When a decomposition reaction is carried out by heating, then this reaction is called thermal decomposition. Another example of a thermal decomposition reaction is given below in activity 6. You will observe the evolution of brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide NO2. The following reaction takes place. Let us do some more decomposition reactions as given below in activity 7 and 8. Activity 7. Take a plastic mug. Now drill 2 holes at its base and fit rubber stoppers in the holes. Fix carbon electrodes by inserting in these rubber stoppers as shown in figure. Connect these electrodes to a battery of 6 volt. Fill the plastic mug with water in such a way that the electrodes get immersed. Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the water. Take 2 graduate test tubes and fill them with water and invert them over the 2 carbon electrodes. Switch on the current and leave the apparatus for some time undisturbed. You will see the formation of bubbles at both the electrodes. These bubbles displace water present in the graduate tubes. Is the volume of the gas collected in both the test tubes the same? Remove the test tube. Remove the test tube. Switch on the current and leave the apparatus for some time undisturbed. You will see the formation of bubbles at both the electrodes. These bubbles displace water present in the graduate tubes. Is the volume of the gas collected in both the test tubes the same? Remove the test tubes carefully if once the test tubes are filled with the respective gases. Test these gases one by one by bringing a burning candle closer to the mouth of the test tubes. Caution: this step must be taken by the teacher carefully. What occurs in each case? Name the gas which is present in each test tube. Activity 8. Take about 2 grams of silver chloride or on a china dish. What is the color of silver chloride? Place this china dish in sunshine for some time. After some time, note the color of the silver chloride. You will see that white color of silver chloride gets converted into gray in sunlight. This is because of the decomposition of silver chloride into silver and chlorine by sunlight. Silver bromide also gives the same result in the same way. These reactions are used in black and white photography. What form of energy leads to these decomposition reactions? We have learned that the decomposition reactions require energy either in the form of heat, electricity, or light for breaking down the reactants. Those reactions in which energy is absorbed are called as endothermic reactions. Carry out the following activity. Take about 2 gram barium hydroxide in a test tube. Pour 1 gram of ammonia chloride and mix with the help of a glass rod. Touch the test tube's bottom with your palm. What do you feel? Is this an endothermic or exothermic reaction? Displacement reaction. Activity 9. Take 3 iron nails and rub them with sandpaper to clean them. Take 2 test tubes marked as A and B. Take about 10 milliliter copper sulfate solution in each test tube. Tie 2 iron nails with a thread and immerse them for about 20 minutes in copper sulfate solution carefully in the test tube. B. For comparison, keep 1 iron nail separately. Take out the iron nails from the copper sulfate solution after 20 minutes. Note the color and compare the intensity of the bubble. Blue color of copper sulfate solutions in test tubes A and B. Also compare the color of iron nails immersed in copper sulfate solution kept with the 1 iron nail separately. Why does the blue color of copper sulfate solution get fade and the iron nail becomes orange in color? In this activity, the following chemical reaction takes place. In the above reaction, iron has displaced or removed the copper from copper sulfate solution. This reaction is known as displacement reaction. Some other examples of displacement reactions are as follows. Copper is a less reactive element than zinc and lead, so Zn and Pb can displace copper from its compounds. Double displacement reaction. Activity 10. Take about 3 milliliter of a solution of sodium sulfate in a test tube. Take 3 milliliter of premium chloride in another test tube. Mix the both solution. Figure. What do you observe by mixing them? You will observe that a white substance is formed which is insoluble in water. This soluble substance is known as a precipitate. The reaction which produces a precipitate is called as a precipitation reaction. What is the reason behind which the white precipitate of BaSO4 is produced by the reaction of SO4? The other product of sodium chloride is formed, which remains in the solution. The reaction in which the exchange of ions between the reactants takes place is called a double displacement reaction. Recall activity 2, where you have mixed the lead, second nitrate and potassium iodide solutions. What was the color of the precipitate formed? Can you name the precipitate compound? Write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. In this reaction, also a double displacement reaction, oxidation and reduction. Activity 11. Here a channel is having 1 gram copper powder. What do you see? The surface of a copper powder gets covered with black copper second oxide. Why has this black colored substance formed? This is because of the reaction between copper and oxygen, and hence copper oxide is formed. If a hydrogen gas is passed over this heated material, CuO, the black coating the surface gets converted into brown as the reaction gets reversed and copper is obtained. A substance is said to be oxidized if it gains oxygen during a chemical reaction. If a substance loses oxygen in a chemical reaction, it is said to be reduced. In this reaction 29, the copper second oxide is losing oxygen and is said to be reduced. The hydrogen is gaining oxygen and is said to be oxidized. In other words, during a reaction, one reactant gets oxidized while the other gets reduced. This type of reactions are called oxidation reduction reactions or redox reactions. Some other examples of redox reactions are as follows. In a reaction, carbon gets oxidized to CO and ZnO gets reduced to Zn. In a reaction 32, HCl gets oxidized to Cl2, whereas MnO2 gets reduced to MnCl2. We can say from the above examples that if a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen during a reaction, it is oxidized. If a substance loses oxygen or gains hydrogen during a reaction, then it is said to be reduced. Called activity 1, where the ribbon of magnesium burns with a dazzling flame in the presence of air, oxygen, and gets converted into white substance of magnesium oxide. Each magnesium being reduced or oxidized in this reaction. Have you observed the effects of oxidation reactions in everyday life? Corrosion. You must have observed that new iron articles are seen but get covered with a reddish brown powder after some time. This process of discoloring of iron is commonly known as rusting of iron. Many other metals also get tarnished in this manner. Have you ever observed the color of the thin coating formed over the copper and silver when a metal is attacked by substances around it, such as acids? Moisture. It is said that it gets corroded, and this effect is known as corrosion. The green coating on copper and the black coating on silver are other examples of corrosion. Corrosion damage the car bodies, iron railings, bridges, ships, and to all objects made of metals, especially that of iron. Corrosion of iron is measured the damaged iron in chapter 3. You will learn more about corrosion. Rancidity. Have you ever smelt or tasted the fat oil present in food materials left for long time? When oils and fats are oxidized, they become rancid and their taste and smell change. Usually Antioxidants, substances which prevent oxidation, are added to foods containing oil and fats. Keeping food in airtight containers helps to slow down the rate of oxidation. Do you know? Usually, chips manufacturers flush bags of chips with nitrogen and inert gas to prevent the chips from getting oxidized.